Hey, we're gonna put some cars down here in the horse barn. Can you go grab the truck and bring it down here so we can get some of this old farm stuff out of here? We need to make some room for all these cars coming in. Yeah. All right. See you in a bit. Thanks.
You sure this is the truck you wanted us to get?
Yeah, it's the only truck in the shop that runs, so yeah, let's get down there before we get in trouble.
Fair enough.
All right, what in the world? What is that? This is not the truck. This is not the right truck. Well, you guys did bring a truck down, but I kind of meant the GMC, the work truck. Not this work truck.
You know, you make a good point.
And you know what? We got this thing out. Let's just go ahead and do a reveal. Alright, so here is our 1950 Chevy 3100 full build resto mod. You know, as you can see, this gray shines in the sun. It's a, what was it, a GM Leisure Green? Yeah, so a GM Leisure Green, it's actually a GM color. The customer picked it out. We started out with a gray that we liked, and then we went in and found a paint chip that looked pretty close to what he wanted. And this is what we went with, and man, I gotta tell you, this gray is just, I mean, it's a stunner. It's got, you know, flake in it, but it's not too much. It's got enough to make it kind of shine.
Oh yeah.
You know, and two, like, I mean, the chrome, all the chrome that's on this thing, it's almost like it's chrome flake in there, you know, and the chrome and the flake just perfectly complement each other. And then even just, you know, this wooden steering wheel, the wood in the bed, just some very, you know, stark contrasts there that go with this gray as well. I'm a big fan of like gray exteriors and tan interiors. Just like, you know, that brown and gray really go together well. You know, outside of that, customer picked these wheels. They complement it perfect. They're not paint match or just a gunmetal. We took a regular old wheel because these big old honking wide wheels will not fit on the spare tire. So we took one of the regular tire and wheel that's a little narrower to fit in there. So it's not necessarily a donut that you see in, you know, in a new car, but it's definitely just enough to get him around if he does need it. But honestly, it's for looks. These tires aren't going anywhere. But you know, the exterior, it speaks for itself. And you know, I say we let's check out the interior with a little ride. Alright, so it's a manual, and we'll kind of get into a little more of the drivetrain later, but you know, he wanted a manual, he wanted a standard 1950, and smooth shifts. It's pretty great. We put a whole new design in for the clutch and brake. it's on the firewall, like new cars are, because these used to have both master cylinders underneath the cab, and we wanted to kind of clean some stuff up underneath there and use a lot of that room underneath there for just all the stuff we're adding with this custom build. But you know, with these old trucks and cars, you bring in a lot of the exterior color in here, and you can kind of see the dash is painted that exterior color. We got some here on the back, and again, the chrome really just pops with that color. And then we also use some of these newer gauges that the client picked out. They kind of got a little tan paperish kind of look to them, a classic look. And you know, with the stainless and the chrome, and then the browns that we have between the steering wheel, the shifter, and the gauges, you know, it really just all kind of comes together, perfect contrasts. And you probably noticed there is a backup camera here, which is controlled with a toggle. So if you're driving, you can just turn it off. You don't need it. It's literally just a backup camera out the back, and you know, makes it pretty nice. You got this nice of a car build, truck build to see out the back. So air conditioning, vintage air, just, man, they make it way too easy to put really nice, efficient air conditioning and heaters in these old cars. Outside of that, it's not a whole lot of custom stuff in here, you know, repainting some trim. A lot of this chrome is actually the original chrome, because that old chrome really cleans up very well, and didn't have to buy new, cheaper, thinner metal that this new chrome comes out with. But outside of that, you know, this thing, you know, drives like a dream. It feels great in here. As far as comfortability, I feel great. It's about 95 degrees out today, and you know, I'm sitting here talking to you while driving without really having any concerns, because the rack and pinion steering makes this thing so easy to turn and just feel firm and in control. But you know, it rides really well too, so let's go see why it rides so well. All right, so let's check out everything we did underneath this truck, and let's just say it's a little bit different than it used to be. So as you can see, it's a little bit different than 4 leaf springs and a torque tube that was on the 1950. We've got a 4-link rear end with rear disc brakes, custom exhaust, a regular drive shaft, custom tank because we just had no room to put it anywhere else, so we had to make one for that. The front is coilover as well, with a cross member to just add some reinforcement where that motor mounts up there, and then rack and pinion. So this thing's gonna ride a lot different. All right, so you know it's beautiful, you know it rides well, and you know it's really comfortable inside the cabin. But you know what makes all that work? Let's find out. Alrighty, so what pushes this thing around? It is this guy. It is a 5.3 Chevy motor. You know, it's not the big honker that we put in the Bandit Trans Am, you know, the stroker motor, but for what this customer wanted, this is perfect. It's gonna push around efficiently. It's gonna be very maintenance, you know, low maintenance. It's not gonna have a whole lot of work needing to be done to it because it's a pretty darn efficient motor compared to, well, especially compared to the inline 6 that used to be in this in 1950. But it's connected to a T5 transmission, which will handle the power of this, because, you know, we're talking 300, 350, somewhere in that range. But we went with a little bit of, you know, goodies on top, some Holly Sniper EFI Intex goodies. You know, we get the air cleaner back here a little bit farther away from the heat of the radiator. Fan and everything is on this side, so it's pushing through still. Stays nice and cool. I mean, it actually doesn't really get up to 180 very easily. It takes a while. It's a very, very efficient setup here. You can see our air conditioner, heater lines, you know, everything kind of just nice and clean. You can still see everything, you know, we're not covering everything up and putting custom panels all over. I still like to see the wires and the guts of these cars, you know, to show that they're still cars and they've got some kind of utility to them, because that's what cars are originally. Then in here you can see where we've got the master cylinders for the clutch and the brake on the firewall now, as opposed to underneath the cab like it came with factory. But very nice little package here. Nothing that's gonna, you know, go to the track and get wild and crazy, and just fun to drive, way low on worries and issues, hopefully. And yeah, it's just one of those things that this is what they wanted, and I think it looks beautiful, goes with the rest of the truck, and that's our 50 Chevy we built. So we really hope you enjoyed this truck, another reveal video, and we've got a lot more coming, so thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Boom, nailed it.